subscribe, or I'll delete your favorite weapon from the game. Alrighty, what is quacking, everyone? I'm so happy that we're getting a bucket in the new season. So, Drizzle season just dropped with the announcement. We're getting 2 new maps, bunch of new weapons. Not only this is just like a plethora of buckets. Okay, we're getting 3 new buckets. We're getting a new bucket archetype, the Moplin. We're getting a machine, and we're getting blob. But today I'm going to specifically focus on the Moplin because I love me some buckets. I'm looking forward to another bucket to play. I'm the bucket guy, the bucket main. I put it on my head and I slam it into walls. Like, bucket is my jam. Like, honestly, when they released paintbrush, I was like, I'm a tri-slosher paintbrush main. Like, and now I'm like, man, I'm at that Moplin. Like, I'm just gonna like have this massive weapon arsenal at this point with all these cool weapons they're releasing. That is, if this weapon is good. But anyways, this is Moplin. I translated this from the Japanese right now because it's early in the morning. But this is Moplin. It is a new slosher that features the shape of 2 injection ports. As you can see, one swing shoots 2 ink hits. Both ink hits at the same time will do a lot of damage. Let's master it and clean the opponent player and the stage with our own ink. We're going to be cleaning people up. Put on the jamming music. Let your mom yell at you and you're mopping that house floor, baby. That's what this is right here, the Moplin. So I was looking at the Moplin, and you know, I've been, you know, I just make some builds on this channel, you know, just some builds here and there. So I'm like, okay, let's look at the Moplin and figure this out. So I decided to, like, my viewpoint on the Moplin, what it's gonna be. The Moplin is gonna have suction bomb and reef slider. So that's pretty awesome. We don't have a reef slider on a bucket. So I'm hyped for that. And we have suction bomb, so it's just such a good kit. Like, it's so good. So the Moplin, just such a goated kit. It looks so good too as they're moving around. It's so nice and beautiful. So I'm watching it and I'm like, what should I build for it? I was cooking up some builds because I want to cover everything that are in these trailers and stuff, but for the most part, I'm just so focused on the bucket right now. So I was like, what am I gonna build for this bucket? Like, preemptively, what am I thinking for this bucket right now? Reef slider, suction bomb. It's basically kind of like a burst bucket. If you hit both shots, you're rewarded heavily with it. As you can see in the gameplay, it's like just so good. So I cooked up some builds for it. I looked at the game modes and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just do this. And then when the weapon comes out, because obviously it's not on send out ink, I can't run the numbers by it. Like, you know, there's no PNG for it out either. Like, I don't know how it feels. So when it comes out, I'll make an update to this, but right now these are like what I'm thinking, like what I would build for it and like what I'm thinking we're gonna run for it. So currently I think this weapon's gonna be fantastic on every single game mode. Okay, it's gonna be good for tower because obviously it's a slosher. You can apply so much pressure to tower with the sloshes and with suction bomb, so that's just ample pressure you can just apply to tower. It's basically kind of a get off tower type of weapon, which is going to be awesome. And then reef slider, you know, you can slide off tower with it. Again, you can't slide up tower. That'd be pretty cool if you know, they change reef slider, slide up walls, but that's not going to happen. So reef slider just doesn't like feel good objective wise for tower, but it can be useful for other scenarios, like, you know, when you're pushing tower forward, you can use reef slider, or just use it when you feel when it feels necessary to use it. That is an option. And then for zones, obviously it looks like it paints pretty, like its slosh looks pretty big and obviously has like double sloshes, so it looks pretty wide. It looks like it's gonna cover the zone pretty well, just regular painting. And then of course you have suction bomb, which is very solid, and a reef slider to take the zone, so that's gonna be solid. And then Rainmaker, you have a lethal for Rainmaker pop, and again it looks like it does pretty well with paint, so And like the fire rate looks okay, so you might be able to basically aid your team into getting pop with a lethal and some good sloshes. And then also Reslider to, you know, if you get a good Rainmaker drive-by, you can get it. Reslider to like easily disrupt, you know, the enemy team trying to move together to push the Rainmaker. And then Clams, this weapon is just, it's obviously a slosher, so it's gonna be, it looks like it's gonna be very aggressive, so it's like you can go and be aggressive, use Suction Bomb to cover things, and use Reslider to just get in there and create openings for your team or yourself. So it's just going to be going every game mode, honestly. It's going to be map dependent though. Like, I know I don't cover all the maps, but it just feels like there's going to be certain maps that it's not going to be good on, like, you know, just huge maps. But otherwise, it's going to be a fantastic weapon. Now, for the first set of builds that I was thinking of, is just kind of, you know, for Reslider, I put double special power up on there, and then because it has suction and other stuff, LDE seems fine. And then I put Ninja Squid with swim speed, some stealth jump, utilities, and then I put some QR to like cover up, you know, the leftovers. You could swap it out with sub defense, or if you don't care for sub defense, that is an option. And if you obviously want, you can swap around whatever mains, but this is like LDE comeback as well. So I think like this is probably like a good, you know, if you want to run Ninja Squid, this would be something. And I'm thinking it's gonna be a normal weighted weapon, because I'm pretty sure all sloshers are normal weighted. I think Try's light. Yeah, so Tri-Slosher is a lightweight, other ones are normal weight. So I'm thinking it's going to have the same weight as a normal Slosher. So I just you know, use Slosher as the base, because obviously it's not on Sundown, can't, you know, run the numbers by it. So I'm just like assuming. But obviously the QSJ and Quick Respawn and Ink Res are going to be the same across the board. Same thing with Special Power Up. However, Swim Speed is going to vary a little bit depending on the weight of the weapon and how it's going to feel. So I think it's going to be a normal weighted weapon. And then I decided to mix in some more QR. So if you're fine with the normal weight and you don't really want to run too much swim speed, you can opt for 2 subs of swim speed. And if obviously, you know, special power up, if you want to power up Reslider to get the damage distance and radius paint. And then if you want to run some comeback, that's good. And then also I chipped in some Haunt here as well. I feel like Haunt's going to be good on this weapon considering how it is. I feel like this is going to be a good, nice aggro burst bucket. It looks fantastic, as I keep saying. Like, I'm literally stroking this bucket off so hard. Like, I'm simping for this bucket right now. If it was an E-Girl, I'd give it all my money. However, I made some builds for more QR focus, more, you know, super effective Slayer focus. And then obviously, if you want, you can swap out Stealth Jump for some QR, so you can keep the QR you know, up, you know, lower it. So I marked on the right side over there, I put a QR sticker over it to show like that's the main of QR. However, if you don't want a main of QR, it's to the left of it where it's just Haunt 3 subs of QR. I show the seconds there. It's 6.4 instead of 5.3 seconds for the respawn time. So this is like something for, you know, quick respawn if you want to throw some Haunt on there. This is definitely something I was cooking up, and I was like, it's making me think. And also I'm competing at Riptide and I'm seeing this and it makes me want to play this at Riptide. So yeah, I don't know, like obviously Nintendo doesn't care about us, you know, what weapons we're playing and what the meta is too much. They're not too into the competitive scene, but the fact that this is dropping before Riptide and that there could have been a game-changing shooter, like imagine if 52 Gal got a new kit that was like triple ink strike or something with a good lethal. Like that would change the meta of Riptide so fast. But I'm getting off topic here. This is what I would build and what I'm thinking of for something more aggressive with Haunt. Now, I'm not sure how ink hungry this weapon's gonna be. It was kind of hard for me to tell how ink hungry would be. It looks like it could be ink hungry. Again, it's hard to see with how much they're going in and out of their ink, and they're having good ink management here in the video, something that I should take notes on because my ink management's garbage. So it's hard to like tell half the time, but if it is, you know, incredibly ink hungry, like if it's similar ink efficiency to like a machine, then I would probably run like 2 subs of Ink Saver main. So this is what I was thinking for that. You know, 2 subs of Ink Saver main. And if you don't want Stealth Jump, if you want more of that swim speed, I added that in here as well. So if you swap out Stealth Jump for the swim speed, there is that. And obviously the base is right there. So if you don't have a main of swim speed and just Stealth Jump, the base is 1.92 units per frame. So this is what like I'm kind of thinking I would run if it needed, you know, Ink Saver main just kind of for ink efficiency. But it's like super hard for at least me to tell what's going on, like how the ink is. Like I've really been trying to slow down the video, look at the ink tank when they're sloshing around. So it's been like kind of hard for me. If someone else can like tell a lot better, then let me know. But this is what I'm thinking, if the weapon's gonna be a little bit more ink hungry, if you're like sitting there sloshing around and you're, you know, doing the sloshy things. So this is what I'm thinking. But anyways, this has been the Moplin. I'm super hyped for this. Like these reveals are amazing. Like if it's not the weapons, it's the maps. Like last season's reveal, I was like, oh my god, like some of the weapons are cool, whatever. Like I was pretty hyped for the weapons. Like I thought Paintbrush was cool, and now it's one of my main weapons I use all the time. I got a 4-starred, so I'm like, okay, cool, like new weapon, whatever, like some pretty cool stuff. But then they brought back Humpback, and I was hyped for Humpback. Humpback's my map. It's one of the maps that got to Quad X in Splatoon 2. Like Humpback has a place in my heart. And then I didn't know what to expect for this, and like here's 2 new maps. I'm like, oh, that's cool. 3 new buckets, baby. I'm the bucket guy right here. So I'm a super little happy camper. I'm happy for this, and I will come back to this to see if any of my opinions have changed, or if, you know, the weapon is garbage by some unfortunate circumstances. But yeah, this has been the Moplin. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Peace. Bye.